All right, here we go, folks. We got ourselves a fresh new series. This is one of the biggest of all time. This is the grand finals of the Esports World Cup. This is a $1 million tournament in the making. These are two of the greatest players that have ever touched the game in terms of skill level right now. And we have spawning down to the bottom left for Team Liquid. It is Clem. Belem. And his opponent spawning up in the top right for Basilisk. It is Serral. In the red. Now, let's get things started here with a little bit of, well, already something interesting out of Serral. He has gone for an Extractor Trick 15 hatch, and that has a few advantages. We'll get into the build orders a little bit. I want to talk about what happened on this map earlier in the tournament already. The way that the build orders kind of shake out is that you do have a... for a long time, 16 hatch was the way to play the game. But ever since a Brazilian player named Eric revolutionized a new build order, he came up with an Extractor Trick 15 hatch into an Extractor Trick 15 pool. And that is a very neat way of approaching the game. It basically gets your queens out 10 seconds faster, gets your spawning pool done 10 seconds faster, gets your hatchery done 10 seconds faster. Very good against Proxy 2 Rax Reaper. Very good against Proxy 2 Rax Marine. Just very good in general at defensive setups. It does sacrifice a little bit of speed on the speedling timing. And when you get that gas, it's not the standard way to play, but it is a neat little wrinkle. Now, let's talk about what happened on this map already. So, we take a look at things. We do see that Serral earlier in this tournament actually played Maru and came up with a build order. Both him and Rainer, the Basilisk boys, came up with a build order that utilizes this high yield gas. And what it did is it was a roach play. Oh, hold that thought. We do see Clem setting up here on this position. Could have dropped a depot to try and block the expansion pattern, but we're not going to be seeing that. The Lings pop out 10 seconds earlier, and they do shoot this SCV away, so no fear there. Reaper will show up, but basically there was a very prepared build coming in from Serral, and Maru did not see it coming. Oh, nice micro on the one lane here. We'll be able to save it, but it is low on HP. Serral will go for the double inject. Something really interesting that happened, though, is that Maru basically underreacted, didn't see the build coming. It was a Roach Ravager Ling Queen walk with Creep Tumor support, and the Queens were able to transfuse. Oh, Ling. Oh, nice snipe right there from Clem. Not the biggest of deals, but a great start to a best-of-9 series. Once again, this is a $1 million tournament. Both players had already secured $150,000. Winner of the tournament takes $400,000. So this is basically a best-of-9 for $250,000. Let's take a look at what is happening, though. Oh, we are going to see that one creeper who's a little bit exposed. Grenade gets the finishing kill, and he gets to kill, or gets to keep the Reaper alive. Fantastic start for Clem. Getting that first tumor. Well, actually, it's not the first tumor. There is one here. But getting that first tumor is very, very nice to start things off here. Now, will we see something to kind of springboard off of that? That will be the question. Oh, Reaper is going to come on into the main base. Another nice grenade. But by all accounts, this should be trapped. This should be trapped right here. Oh, Hellion drive-by into the natural. Great defense there from Serral. Oh, that is some extraordinary blocking. We do see... Wait a minute, was that a hatchery he was about to build and then he canceled it? Nope, he didn't lose that many minerals. We are going to see the Hellions once again trying to drive by. Great Spore Crawler morph right there. And a phenomenal defense to start things off. These players have already played a match between each other earlier on in the tournament. And I gotta say, part of what springboarded Clem so hard was the initial damage that he did in those games. So the fact that we have seen an initial setup to this is pretty good. Nice defense from Serral. We do have to point out, though, Overlord speed was created. We're going to be seeing a similar build, but notably, no Ling speed coming in. So Serral using that previous build order, but doing something different. However, Clem has not gone for a quick 3cc 111. He's gone for very fast double medevac drops. That's going to give him a lot of stimmed bio on the map, and that could match up very well against what Serral's doing. We'll have to see how this one goes. Double NG Bay behind this, but of course the focus right now is on who can get lots of damage done. We're going to see these Overlords dropping. They creep, and these Tumors will try and get things going. A little jump on the Marine, or on the Roaches, I should say. And as the Creep Tumors weren't completed, the Overlord had to stop. There was no opportunity for transfuse, so a nice little start here. Oh my God, Clem, he reads the movement of the Overlord and is going to get the snipe on that immediately. That is such an amazing start. Oh my goodness, Serral getting completely jumped upon by the young French Terran. Absolutely phenomenal start. Now he's going to be able to find the Roaches segmented as well. An amazing start to this best of 9 in favor of Clem. And Serral, this was just going to be a pressure. Oh my God. So this was going to be a non-committed attack. He was going to drone behind this, but he was going to try and use that Queen drop to set up for the future. He was going to try and use that to drop lots of creep all around the map, similar to what he did on Hecate versus Maru at the IEM Katowice Grand Finals earlier this year. But instead, it is Clem who not only shuts down the Queens, but kills a bunch of Roaches during all this. I cannot overstate how bad of a position this is for Serral and how well everything has gone for Clem in the early game. Now, let's talk about what's going well for Serral. It's going to be a pretty short list. The creep, decent. He's got his third base up and running. He was droning behind this, and he's got a little bit of creep in the middle of the map. But Clem, my goodness, he has gotten away with so much and has gotten amazing trades. Has completely shut down Serral's build, and that can really dictate the momentum in in any extended series. But in the first series of a grand final like this, to get the start that Clem has gotten is going to fill him with so much confidence going into it, especially when you consider the fact that Maru got destroyed in the first map, and it was Crimson Court with a build that was basically the same concept as this. Oh, Creep Tumor on the left gets denied by the big Papa Creep Tumor going down. We have an Overseer Scout coming in from Serral. He is going to try and go up to that Hive, maybe slow things down with Infestors, but Clem, the supply does not lie. It is very much telling the truth right here. We've got the Ravager Morph trying to keep that Roach Morph alive, and of course the armor helps a lot with that, but there's just too much damage here. So Serral was forced, well, he lost that Roach, and then we see a snipe on the drone that was trying to morph into the high-yield extractor. Clem is ahead really in every conceivable fashion right here. Serral does pop down a couple of Infestors. If you can land a big fungal growth onto this little drop force, and maybe the Roaches manage to get some damage, the Ravagers land some corrosive biles, that can be a way to kind of try and come back into this game, but this is a really uncomfortable situation for Serral right now. Clem, I mean, he is just cooking right now. The world is his oyster. He's got 2-2, has not missed a beat on that. 4th command center on the way. Cleans up the little bit of creep that he didn't get on the first scan. And it's not like he missed the scan either. Oh, fungal growths. Oh, no, he doesn't even get the fungal. He loses the first one. Second one lands, but everything was already lifted up. And it's an easy dodge in the corrosive bile for Clem. Oh my goodness, that is so bad for Serral. What was attempting to be a comeback mechanic for Serral ends up with him taking more damage. Now we got this drop in the main base, finding 3 Roaches already. This is so unfortunate for Serral. Oh, and he tries to save the Queen, but the redrop from Clem confirms the kill. Scan on the right side, finding the leading Tumor. And just about everything that we're seeing out of Clem is... everything he touches is turning to gold. We are going to see Lurkers to try and really slow the game down. This is a great map for Lurkers. But with so little creep to defend this 4th base, and Clem clearing the little bit that there was, trying to defend against any kind of tank-based push is going to be so difficult. And Clem has 7 siege tanks pumping 2 at a time right now. This is going to be a disastrous situation to try and hold. Oh, and another Queen snipe coming in out of Clem. He is just not letting Serral find any purchase in this game. Oh, corrosive biles. Oh, they actually do find a couple Marines, but will it really matter? Lurker's trying to come out here. There's not a whole lot on the field. Clem might just be able to blast right through. Lurker trying to burrow. It goes down instantly. Infestor has a fungal growth, but the concave from Clem is so good. And this is looking like we're just going to see a GG potentially. The middle of the map, it is now in complete control of Clem. He's got his own 4th base. And Serral, he's trying to jump on top of these tanks, but the tank line is pretty darn deep. Clem, a completely crushing victory in game number 1. And we are going to see Serral tap out. GG. Clem takes it. All right, here we go. Getting into game number 2 after a fantastic game number 1 from this man. Spawning down on the right for Team Liquid, it is Clem in the blue. And his opponent spawning up the top left. Not having an easy time of it to start things off. It is Serral for Basilisk in the red. Now, we do have to point out, Crimson Court is a really rough map for Zerg. It is a really rough map for Zerg. So Serral, I think, is okay to go down 1-0 in the series. But at the same time, I do have to point out the fact that it went the way that it did. That is not ideal. It was a really rough situation to have things go the way that they did. Like, you are not expecting a dominant performance like we just saw. I think it's very fair to say that you shouldn't be seeing things like go like that. I don't think most people would have expected it to go the way that it did. Specifically with the jump on the queen drop. It's not the worst thing in the world if Serral doesn't get crazy damage done with his roaches. That's actually okay. More than okay, I would say. Because it is a pressure build. And you're trying to force a reaction. But the fact that he lost as many roaches as he did, and specifically lost his queen drop, which, like I said, was going to try and dot the map with creep, and really make Clem, 1, spend a lot of scans, 2, feel uncomfortable moving out onto the map. That was going to be really bad. So I love that Clem went for that double marine drop, that double medevac marine drop, the 3cc 2-on-1. It felt like a bit of a soft counter to the potential of what Serral was doing. And the way things worked out, it looked like an absolute hard counter. Now, we do have to point out, here on Golden Aura, this is a map that has a bit of, even though this is one of the better maps for Zerg, I feel like this is more of an indication of how rough the map pool is for Zerg in general right now. Because there's still a peninsula below that 4th base for the Zerg that is really difficult to defend. It is really difficult to get on top of a Terran that sets up siege tanks around that bottom left watchtower and prevent things from getting going. Nice defense here from Serral. Really nice defense. Hasn't lost the early lane that he did in the previous game. Oh, double inject going in here out of Serral. That's rather interesting. What are we going to see behind this? Drone did not move out to take the 3rd base right away, and in fact, it was quite a quick ling speed out of Serral. Once again, keeping these lings alive. Clem, one of the most annoying Reapers on the planet. So good with that early Reaper. In terms of build orders, by the way, we are going to once again see that fast 3rd CC out of Clement. But this is what Serral was hoping to go up against in the first game. He was hoping to go up against a quick 3cc 1-1-1. Not a lot of fighting units early on in the form of those Marines. He was hoping to go up against something a little bit more basic in unit count, with a little bit more focus on tech, i.e. Hellion Banshee, or Hellion Liberator, or Hellion Viking. Ideally, it would have been Banshee, probably even with a commitment to Cloak, which is the most stock standard way to play for the Terran player. We do see Clem being very active with this Reaper. As much as anything, he's trying to gather scouting information and check, like, hey, are you dropping an early tumor in your main? Are you getting a quick layer? Is there more units than there should be? Is there a Roach Warren somewhere? Oh, we actually do see Serral getting a little bit supply blocked here. Just a teensy little block at, I think that was 52. Not a huge supply block. It was only a couple of seconds, but he was banking Larva for just a moment. So maybe he was a tiny bit shaken by that early game. We are going to be seeing a... Well, the next big question, actually, for Clem's build order is how big is the commitment to Hellions? We're going to see what he elects to go for here. You know, you can go up to 4 Hellions, but usually with this Cloaked Banshee setup, it's 6 Hellions. You can go as high as 8 or even 10. But if you're going that high, it's slowing down your barracks transition, and you might be trying to get some value with that. And it looks like we are going to see him stopping at 6. And that is the more standard way to play it. And as you can see, those barracks are pretty quick on the transition. Oh, great grenade right there, forcing some separation of the queens. But it looks like Clem did not want to stick around and try and find anything more with that. We do actually see, Ling counterattack on the other side of the map does find a fresh mule. Or, well, maybe not fresh. Actually wasn't super fresh, but he found an SCV as well. Let me see what the battle report says. Yeah, 4 Lings for an SCV and a mule. That's not so bad. Banshee on the left side will find a singular drone. Queens not perfectly positioned. Very good Spore Crawler position for the zoning. But the Queens do need to simultaneously guard the ramp against Hellions and also be on the left side. We do see, oh my goodness, the Hellions on the right side are going to force a cancel on this 4th base. That is phenomenal. And he got the drone. That is a really great start for Clement. Really, really great start. And now they're going to come back in here and just kind of nip away at the Queens. Keep the creep from coming in. Where's the Overseer, actually? It's not done because there's no layer, so the transfuses are having to come in. 1 Queen already going down with a lot of energy. This Hellion Banshee is starting to find some momentum here. There's only 1 transfuse, and the Overseer has just started. He's going to get another cancel on this, isn't he? Banshees put a lot of DPS out, and it's another drone snipe. That is phenomenal here for Clement. Oh, Ling's going to come in for the counterattack. There is no Hellions at home. SCVs will pull against this. The Marine count is not super high. Oh, but the positioning on the SCVs is phenomenal. Serral with some great target fire on one of those SCVs, but that could have been a disaster for Clem, and instead it turns into just a minor inconvenience. Oh, man, that's very unfortunate for Serral. Ooh, on the other side, though, he does find a kill on a Banshee, and that is actually a really big pickoff. These Banshees are trying to stay alive for as long as they can in the game to continue to grab value. As you can see right there, just nipping away at his opponent, finding another drone. But losing one of those Banshees does hurt. Still, with the cancel on the 4th base, that does slow Serral down a lot. He is going to be going for Lingbane Hydra. So far, it's a relatively standard opening, but Clem has experienced a decent amount of success with the cancellation on that 4th base. That will keep Serral from being able to go up to a big drone count. The reason he's staying on 67 drones right now is that he can't saturate the 4th base. So he's forced to build more units than he maybe wants to. There will be a little counterattack coming in here of Banelings, and he's going to see what he can get. Clem, he is going to be going for this push that I talked about, this high ground peninsula on the left side. Oh, Lings and Banes with the counterattack, though. Serral, does he have enough to defend his base? He doesn't have Bane speed yet. Oh, he's going to wrap around on the Hellions from the left side. Baneling's coming in. Oh, man, SCVs do manage to kind of scrimp their way out, but that was a phenomenal counterattack from Serral. Just what he needed to get him back in the game. He does ultimately lose this base, but he is still comfortably on 4 bases while finding a huge amount of damage. Can he get the wraparound on these Marines? They're very well positioned. The medevac popping out at a clutch moment. Going to be able to heal them up, and this is just before Serral's 1-1. Serral needed to fight right there, but that is very unfortunate for him that his 1-1 was not quite done. Clem, though, oh, he's actually just going to wedge his army in on the left side and start attacking this high ground position. It is really difficult to get surface area on these tanks. Serral once again going for a Bane run by on the right side. Both players starting their 2-2 at a good timing. Oh, these Banelings will connect on the mineral line, getting a ton of SCVs. Meanwhile, on the other side, the counterattack. Oh, Baneling's mostly getting targeted down. Serral, the 2 Banelings left on the side. Oh, Clem was not able to get the hot pickup, does ultimately lose that. And that will be what Serral needed to get right back into this game. He's now got a worker lead. He's outmining his opponent, and he is on 4 bases. Creep spread is pretty solid. He lost his 5th base, which is very unfortunate, while Clem takes his own 4th. But Serral has kind of reset the game a little bit here. We're going to be seeing these medevacs. Oh, trying to find a couple of pickoffs. I think they got 1 or 2 Hydras there. You see the new battle report coming up. Oh, a little bit of an oopsie medevac. Does end up going down. Meanwhile, this 1 drop from earlier was trying to deny the base, and actually did manage to do so. Even getting a Ling kill. Oh my god, Clem is so annoying with even the most basic of units. Even getting it into this. Look at this. Look at this. He gets another Ling kill. This is just more attention that Serral needs to focus on the left side against what shouldn't even be a thing. Oh, and Clem going to find Serral going after the rocks. still, it is maybe a small overextension from Clem. Serral gobbles up a couple Marines. We do have 2-2 on the way for both players. Serral, you got to be careful about engaging around a ramp. The target fire, the retarget on the Widow Mine's phenomenal out of Clem. Gets him about 6 or 7 Banelings for just 1 mine. Ooh, the target fire on the Banes from the Marines is phenomenal. The stutter step target fire out of Clem looking majestic. Meanwhile, we do have a lane counterattack on the other side of the map that has been deflected. Good quick pull there from Clem. Widow Mines do finally get dislodged just before Drilling Claws completed, but, well, there was an Overseer anywhere there anyways. Serral's creep spread, though, has been really neutered on this right side, and Clem has been doing a good job of continuously pushing. He's going to push on the left side, Serral spotting it, but, Clem coming back in with his first drop. Ooh, get the hot pick up there, quite nice. Serral does have some well, actually not the best placement of the spores, but they're handy to have, and they will push Clem back. I would love one more creep tumor up here and then extend the spores out right to the edges. Really make it impossible for Clem to drop in there without being put on a timer. Banelings will roll forward. Oh, they do manage to get 2 mines. That will slow things down, but there's a lot of Widow Mines on this left side. And even though siege tanks... Oh, that's kind of good for Serral. I think that was another 3 Banes for like 3 mines. Not bad, not bad. Nice little spread back into the concave, but once again, trying to clear this up is so difficult, especially when you don't have vision on the right side and you can't really envelop the army or know if there are reinforcements here. Serral needs to get some more vision there. Clem, once again, coming in on this right side and will start to kite back, snipes a Bane and just gets out. He's so good at this. Ooh, but Serral does manage to trigger one of the mines. There is still one more behind this. Serral just keeping tabs on Clem and forcing him to respond. Oh, this one defensive Widow Mine and a defensive tank in the main base going to make it much more difficult to find anything but a jump on the main army. Quite a few medevacs going down here. This is rather nice for Serral. How many medevacs do you... Oh, 3 medevacs. That's actually great. It's actually phenomenal for Serral. But with this sensor tower here, he obviously doesn't know about the mine or the siege tank, but the sensor tower is going to give Clem so much advanced warning about that counterattack. Hive is nearly done for Serral. This is still anybody's game. It is still quite close. Only a little bit better on the trades, and that is very acceptable for the Zerg right now. Especially with the decent amount of creep. Drop does get pushed around on the top side. Clem dropping in a just kind of an uncomfortable position. Actually, oh my god, this one Marine really aggroing things in. Oh, Widow Mine. Oh, well, it looks like Serral clicked the supply depot, so I think the mine didn't really do too much there. A couple of mines do get baited out on the left side. Serral going to try and re-engage here. Oh, that one Widow Mine getting a decent shot on the backside. Still, I think Serral might have an opportunity to clean this up. There is one tank or one Widow Mine defending the tank. God, that drop finally getting cleaned up on the right side. Serral can barely breathe a sigh of relief. Clem has been doing an amazing job utilizing this high ground, though. Serral wants to hold this base for as long as he can. Obviously, in a perfect world, he'd love to sweep the entire army, but Clem is just not letting him. Oh, quite a few Lings and Banes going down, trying to clear up the front line, but Clem is just doing such a good job of staying at range. Ghost transition is on the way. Widow Mines all on Burrow. Oh man, the target, you can see those red lines. Clem is so active with the retarget fire. Abduct on the siege tank does find it. Oh, that's a great Widow Mine shot here for Clem, and he just keeps those mines from being activated easily. Serral is having a difficult time keeping up with the ferocity of Clem. +3 armor was a little bit late for Clem, but that is fine. He's still got an upgrade lead, and he still enjoys that. Lurkers will kind of stabilize this position, but ghosts have already started to come out. Clem does not miss a beat on the transitions on the macro, and now he starts to rotate around as he sees those lurkers. There'll be a little bit of an envelopment on this army by Serral, and that will let him re-seize the position. Oh, nice hold position micro against those Widow Mines. And even this one getting a little bit of friendly fire. Now that Serral's got Viper Tech out, now that he's got lurkers, he can start to exert himself on the map a little bit. But even as just before he really took a good engagement there and was able to kind of push Clem back a little bit, his creep got slightly pushed back on this in this middle position. Also, Serral finally just now finished those rocks. He started attacking them like 7 minutes ago. 6 minutes ago. Clem is just not giving him a moment to breathe. Also, Clem's on 5 bases during all this. A 5-base Terran is scary. A 6th command center on the way. Serral, nice spotting Lings around. He is continuing his upgrades. We haven't gotten a chance to talk about all the minutia of StarCraft. Ooh. Oh, these lurkers looking to maybe set a little bit of a trap. Are these hold fire lurkers? We'll be keeping tabs on this. Liberator on the top side. Oh, good reaction time for both players. Oh, it was hold fire lurkers, but he scanned for them, finds them still. This is going to give Serral a nice opportunity to take a fight here. Parasitic Bomb on the Medivacs. Does manage to get at least one kill, I think. Another one goes down, but Clem was able to get the unload, the critical unload. Serral pulling the resources lost to just 2,500 difference. This is the closest it's been. Great fungal growth on the top side. Oh, but Ghosts do manage to get into the Medivacs nonetheless. Good job from Clem. Serral maybe pulling the trigger a little bit too fast, but I don't think Clem gave him a choice. Clem was too close. Obviously, the EMP threats means that if you don't cast it, you feel like a fool because you didn't cast those. But Serral just wasn't in position to punish. With a mine on the right side. Oh, last second split from Serral is good. He is going to be able to finally take control of his high ground peninsula, and that will enable him to take the gold base. Serral has absolutely gained a lead in this game. 100%. But Clem is by no means out of it. In fact, is very competitive still on a fantastic economy and into those ghosts. It will come down to who plays it better from here. Nice little drop on the top side. He is going to look to deny this top right base. Parasitic Bomb once again coming in on top of the Medivacs. Clem looking to challenge for possession of this high ground area. Oh, the Bird Infester. Oh man, Scan misses it. Oh my god, this is Serral's bread and butter. This is what he's done and has used it to destroy Maru in the past. Liberator has been a huge noose. No, that's not even what has the drone kills. What has the drone kills? Not even sure. Serral, oh, he's trying to draw the army in on the left side. EMP, the scan EMP. So clutch out of Clem. Oh my goodness, it was a beautiful bait. Serral going up the ramp to try and draw this army from the left into the Infestor, but Clem reads him like a goddamn book. Absolutely phenomenal. And meanwhile, a mini drop kills the gold base before it can get up and running. We do see a nice abduct on a Liberator, but snipes find the Vipers. That's phenomenal out of Clem. And Clem keeping these ghosts safe. He does have to be careful. Oh, he's got Ghost Cloak. As long as he snipes those Overseers, he should be able to retreat with them pretty effectively, as long as there's no fungal growths available. Ooh, Link's trying to wrap around from the back. Serral going in on top of the position. He's going to try and blow up the command center, but no Banelings on top of the Ghost means he doesn't get the kill on those important Ghosts. And while this looks good for Serral killing a base, he only gets 6 SCVs, loses a ton of units for it, and doesn't get any of the unit kills. And in fact, Clem was able to find a couple of Banelings on the retreat. Fungal growth comes in, but because most of those Banelings were cleared, the Ghosts all survive. It's a huge moment for Clem. He gets a phenomenal trade and can just instantly replace the command center. Lings on the right side, I think they might have found something, but I'm not sure. It wasn't enough. We're going to see an attempt to move forward. Huge EMPs on the Vipers. Fungal growth comes in again, but Serral's supply has fallen into the dumps. There was no follow-up for the Fungals. All the Banes have gone down, and this game has completely turned on its head. Clem is completely taking control of this game, and with it, potentially this series. If he goes up 2-0 with Golden Aura out of the way, things only get better for the Terran from there. Oh, Liberator Harass going to come in on the left side. Hydras do get on top of this. Oh, nice transfuse from Serral. Nice transfuses, but he will ultimately lose these Hydras. Could have continued to transfuse, but it looks like he had to save the drones into the Nidus Worm. Serral's been doing that with really awesome consistency in this tournament, using Nidus Worms to save drones. But man, oh man, Clem has really taken control of this game. The creep has been completely pushed back on this left side. It is now going to be Clem taking the gold base away from Serral. Oh my goodness. The way that these fights have gone... Oh, fungal growth. Can he land some big fungals? There's not a ton of ghosts here. He will drop the fungal on some of the Marines, but this is actually not a good enough fight for Serral, I think. A lot of high-value units going down there for Serral, and not that many high-value units for Clem. It's an even trade, which right now massively favors the Terran. Serral has just lost so much stuff. Clem is making mincemeat of him in these engagements. Serral did save the Infestor, which is nice. There's another Infestor coming in behind it. Does fungal the Liberators, which is pretty good. But the Ghost count is still incredibly... No, actually, never mind. It's been... Oh my god, where did the Ghosts go? I guess Clem has been slowly bleeding those off. Widowmine does get taken out. Nice scans. Find the Infestors again. Oh, and another Infestor going to get sniped once more. Oh my goodness. Clem is just doing such a good job against these burrowed Infestors. Snipe. Finding another Viper, and Serral is just losing all of his high-value units for very little gain in the game. And Clem is on this gold base. This is so difficult for Serral. Another Viper goes down. Wasn't able to get out of range of that snipe. Infestor coming in from the right side. He's still a couple of... Well, it's still a couple seconds away from having energy for this fungal, but there's no Banelings. So even if he gets the fungal, it doesn't even matter. Mass Liberty coming in. This might be the final engagement. Yeah, Serral is going to be forced to tap out. Clem goes up 2-0. All right, here we go. Game 3 of an unexpected turn of events. It's already 2-0. Can this man fight back? On Ghost River, an extremely short rush distance map. It is Basilisk Serral. In the red. Once again, going for that Extractor Trick 15 hatch, and his opponent spawning up at the top right. For Team Liquid, it is Clem. In the blue, already off to a flying start in this series. I don't think anyone was expecting this to go as well as it has for Clem so far. He is really cooking right now. This is just phenomenal. We are going to see Serral, once again, like I said, going for that Extractor Trick 15 hatch. He does like Roach play off of this pretty frequently. And with the map being Ghost River, I think there's a decent chance we'll see Roaches once again, because this is a map that if it goes late, like we saw the game go on Ghost River, or on Golden Aura, Terran is really difficult to deal with unless you can somehow take one of the bases of the Terran or kill them before they get up to 4 bases. It is so difficult to crack a Turtle Terran on this map. You can split things down the middle extremely well. There's only 6 bases per side, which means a lot of what makes Zerg strong is not going to be so great. Going up to 7, 8 bases quickly, if you can establish map control, it's going to be really tough. And then, of course, the fact that early pushes are so good on this map. With Serral already losing 2 games, and one of them being one of the less bad Zerg maps in the pool, he is in some big trouble. And having to win on Ghost River is not a pleasant feeling. If he doesn't win this one right now, he could really find himself in some trouble. Which, well, that kind of goes without saying. We're going to be seeing very standard openers from both players so far. Clem keeping an SCV on that 3rd base. Going to be looking to deny that. And that does make sense. Yeah, there we go. Seeing it right here. Reaper will get across the map. Now, the one good thing for Serral is that he is going to have these queens out very quickly. In fact, they're even quicker than normal, I think. 225, the queens pop out. That is fast. Usually it's 227 with this setup. So Serral even getting shaving a couple of seconds off with maybe some really nice drone micro. That's something Max Packs and Clem do really well. The early worker micro. You can boost them to get just a little bit more income. And that can shave a second or 2 off of your build order. We do see Serral. It might look like he's getting supply block, but no. This is, in fact, a built-in supply block with this Extractor Trick 15 hatch. You stay at 36 of 36 for a little bit, and then you double Overlord while you're building your 3rd and 4th queen. It's actually, fun fact, talking about the history, that's how you used to do 2-base Muta back in the day. Or even, I believe that's how the Spanishiwa build worked. Speaking of, 2-base layer builds, like the 2-base Muta, we see a very quick layer coming in there. Oh, Reaper. Oh, gets himself into trouble, but a great grenade. Maneuvers him out of there. Very nicely done by Clem. And, of course, he knows that there is no base just yet. 2 more gases and a Roach Horn coming down, so it won't be Mutas. That would be kind of insane on this map. And it will be Roaches. Of course, Roaches benefit a lot from the short rush distance. We are just going to be seeing 2 Hellions. And once again, a very quick barracks. This is so good against the Roach play in general. Oh, Reaper. Oh, gets taken down by the long-range Queen. Wow. That is quite handy. Yeah, so this is the same build order we saw out of Clem in game number 1, and it worked out so well against what Serral did. I don't think we're going to necessarily see the same queen drop play, but it is almost certain that we are going to see some roach play here. Oh, attempt to snipe the drone on this third base. This is just 2 Hellions, remember. This is very, very impressive right now out of Clem that he's able to be as much of a nuisance as he is. Serral, try and take that hatch. Drone is low on HP. Oh, we can see the little dance happening. Clem. Oh, what a pickoff. That's a huge snipe. Obviously, there will be an aggressive attack coming in from Serral, but he is going to want a macro behind this. He's already starting a drone even now. That might be actually just to replace the drone that he lost. Oh, Clem. Oh my God, the second snipe. These Hellions are so expendable, and he's able to get 2 drone snipes and delays that third for 30, 40 seconds. Phenomenal stuff out of Clem here. Now Serral, he will have roach speed pretty soon. But like I said, he is planning to macro behind this, so slowing down the transition for Serral is fantastic for Clem. Clem did know about those roaches, but he hasn't started tank production yet. Of course, he is focused on his own build order still, but oh, wow. Wow, he's actually trying to land the third base, despite seeing a fair number of roaches. This could be a little bit scary for Clem. He doesn't have combat shields. He has moved out here. Nice hot pickup there for Clem, but Serral could get a lot of damage done right now with this push. Still no tanks out yet. There is a tank in production. Clem might have to pull the SCVs right here. Clem, oh, Serral's got to be careful. He doesn't want to get himself wedged in the corner necessarily. Or does he? Oh, we are going to see the SCVs pulling. This will be a lot of damage for the economy of Clem, but Serral, I feel like he's overcommitting maybe with this Roach Ravager. It's going to be a lot of eco damage. Oh, Corrosive Bile does clip an SCV, but I feel like that could have gone so much better for Serral, perhaps. It's still good damage, but it feels like now all the momentum is kind of gone. Oh, wow, he's rallied the queens forward. That's kind of wild as far as I'm concerned. Why are these forward here? That is... Hello? Oh my God, Serral's continuing to attack in with this siege tank in the back. He is not really macroed behind this. I thought it was going to be just a light pressure, but he has continued to rally in roaches, and this has not worked out for Serral in the slightest. Well, I mean, the first attack gets good damage done, but the follow-through is not. Ooh, jump on top of a Ravager, will get the snipe. Nice hot pickup. And now there's 2 tanks here. There is an Overseer to see this. Serral gonna try and tunnel vision on the tank, losing a disastrous number of roaches. And now the Marines can easily chase down these roaches and Ravager. Oh my goodness. This is such a good start for Clem. And Serral is completely reeling. He does manage to get that Ravager away. That's about the smallest consolation prize you can get. Serral really overcommitting right there. I think the big mistake was trying to tunnel on that tank. Well, actually, I think there was a couple mistakes. I think trying to go into the natural was maybe a misstep. I think he was expecting tanks on the high ground and was trying to kind of skirt around those. Oh, man, what can Serral do to catch up here? The one thing he has going for him, as Corrosive Bile actually does catch a couple of the medevacs, but it takes 3 to kill, or 2.5, but 3 really. The one thing that's not amazing for Clem is that he didn't start his 1-1 upgrades right away. So that is a small saving grace for Serral here. He is going to try and catch up by going for that infestation pit. Maybe slow the game down with some infestors. It's a similar situation to game 1. It's hard to say what was a worse situation, game 1 or game 3 here for Serral. They were both disastrous, but I think this one's a little bit better because he killed a lot of SCVs early. Obviously, Clem is still on 3cc, so he still can catch up. Nice snipe on the one Ravager there by Clem. But anytime that the worker count is even like this, the Zerg player is not taking a 4th base just yet. This is just not a good situation for the Zerg. Roach counterattack going to try and find a couple SCVs, but that tank, well positioned on the high ground, shuts it down. Corrosive Bile, does catch one of the medevacs, but still it's not going to be a kill. Clem will get forced back. He's just kind of in the harassment stage of this game. He did build his armory very quickly, kind of preemptively, actually based on the original timing of when 1-1 should have finished. Ooh, Clem with a cheeky little redrop and gets the cancel on the 4th base. It's a cute little Evo chamber morph to save the drone from Serral. But man, oh man, Serral's economy has just been absolutely flummoxed here. It has been absolutely stilted. Everything Clem is doing in this series has been phenomenal. All the micro tricks, all the reads. I do think Serral's Roach push had a lot of potential, but it didn't get the job done. We are going to be seeing a lane speed transition. So maybe Roach, Ravager, Ling, Bane into maybe Viper Ultra for Serral out of this. That is a really strong composition, but usually you want a bigger advantage if you're going to try and go for this. Oh, and in fact, we are going to be seeing a Hydralisk Den coming in, so maybe it's going to be Lurkers after all. Surely it won't just be Hydras. They kind of suck. But we'll see. We'll see. We do have 2-2 on the way for Clement. He's getting that concussive shells, and he is going double tank production, which is very good against that Roach Ravager setup, specifically against the Roaches themselves, and is so good on Ghost River with so many high ground peninsulas. Serral will need to start his next upgrade. He started up +2 Carapace. A lot of Marines on the left side. There's just enough Marines to overpower this Roach force on the left, and Clem is going to take another great fight, finding 4 drones behind it. So many of these Roaches going down. Clem, oh man. Once again, everything he does is turning out so well. Another redrop on that 4th base. He is playing so freaking fast and so intelligently at the same time. Ghost Academy on the way as well. Couple of Queens going to get gunned down as they tried to find the medevacs. Getting baited there. Oh my goodness, Serral is in so much trouble right now in this series. Corrosive Biles trying to get on top of that, not able to do so. Fungal Growth does find a couple of bio units in the middle, but Clem mostly able to escape out and clearing up a fair amount of creep. Serral is going to see the 4th base starting here. He has gone for the +2 missile, but it is so late right now for Serral. Getting the Hydra upgrades as well. Clem unsieging a fair number of tanks right here. He's got so many tanks right now. Serral wants to try and find something. He needs to find something, but this is not a great position. A couple of tanks are set up here. Fungal Growth's going to try and land. They get a little bit of bio, but already one Infestor going down. A tough concave to attack into here for Serral. Oh, man, that's another loss. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, double drop, coming back in, finding a little bit of value. Serral going to try and re-engage. Does not want to let Clem get this command center up, but it is up now. And no Hydra speed means that Serral is going to be forced to fight. Clem getting a huge cleanup on all of Serral's army. And that's got to be all she wrote. GG gets called. Clem is up 3-0 in the World Championship against the GOAT. This is insane. All right, here we go. The map is post-youth. The score is 3-0. Unbelievable so far what has transpired in this series. The man, he needs your energy. No one expected him to be here at this point. Down 0-3 for Basilisk. It is Serral. And his opponent spawning down on the bottom left. For Team Liquid, it is Clem. Liquid Clem. Up 3-0. He has made it happen against Serral in the past, but never like this. Never like this. Even in Atlanta, where he looked so damn good, Serral went up 1-0 with a very cool Roach Ravager rush on Equilibrium, which was the first we'd ever seen of that. That was so freaking awesome. And the entire series hinged on that Alcyone game that will go down in history as one of the greatest TVZs ever played. It was 1-1 at that point in the series. Serral had pushed Clem to the absolute limit, but Clem was able to survive, able to outlast, and it was a game that went right down to the wire. He won it, and then he was able to win the series, and then he was able to win the tournament. That was his first offline Premier Tournament win. And since then, he took a little bit of time off, but he has practiced insanely hard for this tournament, and that is why he is now in the grand finals of StarCraft 2's biggest tournament in history, a $1 million tournament, up 3-0 against who many people would consider to be the undisputed GOAT of the game in the form of Serral. And he hasn't done it with flukes. If anything, he has done it with dominance, complete and utter dominance. Reading the Queen positioning with the Dropper Lord in game number 1, the reads against the Roach builds to go for that very fast double barracks opener, that very fast 2-1-1 with the quick medevacs, the quick marine counts in games 1 and 3. The micro, the multitasking, the just everything he's done has been phenomenal here. We are going to see these Lings trying to deny this third base. Serral did go for the extractor trick hatch first. Oh, and he's able to slip down the hatch. Nice job from Serral. That's actually kind of like his first, I would say, decent little win in the early game here. He did kill the Reaper in game number 3? Yeah, Ghost Reaper, game number 3, which is nice. Very nice. It will cost him 2 Lings to get that hatchery down, but this is a gasless opener out of Serral. It will be up to him to get some really nice creep spread to start things off and connect up the bases. I think that's really important for him to do so. If he cannot do so, it will be difficult. We do have the Reaper kind of checking the high ground there just to see what was going on, but obviously there isn't too much to see. He hasn't been able to get in and see that it's gasless just yet. Clem, once again, going to be opening up with the quick second barracks. It looks like he wants to secure some map control. Obviously, we do have to point out that post-youth, this is probably the best Zerg map that Serral's gotten to play on yet. So even though it is 3-0 for Clem right now, this is a map with a lot of counterattack paths. It's a map with a lot of bases. It's got a gold base, which is usually quite good for Zerg if you can secure it early. It's going to be tough. If Serral can't get the map win here, oh my god. I mean, has anyone ever come back from a 4-0 deficit in a best of 9? Probably never, because there's barely been any best of 9s in StarCraft 2's history. Oh, wow. God, another early creep tumor snipe coming in here by Clement. Fantastic stuff. Now he's going to try and get to the high ground with this Reaper. Looking for a drone snipe. Won't be able to find it. You can see those Hellions on the low ground were there in case of Lings. Serral did go for the Roach Horn in the back, and he's added a second to gas rather quickly here. He does get the scout on his opponent's setup, so he knows that it is the same setup as game numbers 1 and 3. Oh, ooh, nice Evo Chamber Morph right there out of Serral. Quick defense against these Hellions. This might actually be slightly different from game number 1. I don't remember if he built the Hellions. Oh, it's already been so much action in this series. But he did build them for sure on Ghost River, and they did find a little bit of value on that map. No value on this map, though. And Serral, he's already up at 56 drones. This is the best start Serral has had by a long shot in this series. To be fair, that's not saying much. His starts have been pretty rough. Obviously, games 1 and 3, his aggression failed super hard. Game 2, he didn't get his 4th base up as quickly as he wanted, so he couldn't explode economically. Let's see if he can secure a 4th base quickly here, though. This gold base is a little bit difficult to set up. Clem is doing a good job of keeping tabs on the creep, despite the fact that he only has these 2 Hellions. Clem already landing his 3rd command center during all this. Serral is going to be going for the 1-1 Roach with speed. You can theoretically try and go for Roach attacks with this off of, a 3-base economy, but I don't think we're going to see him go for that. Oh, medevacs actually do take a little bit of chip damage. That's actually quite a bit of damage on that first medevac, more than half of HP going down. Serral will lose this one Overlord. Where the Roach is to defend his base, they're a little bit out of position, and as a result, Clem gets the forced cancel. Serral with a very quick Evo Chamber Morph once again to save the drone. But that's his 4th base delayed again. Every start so far, I was just talking about how this was a good start for Serral, but Clem is really putting the screws to him here. Another Overlord snipe coming in. That is, man, Clem is really off to a flying start in just about every game. Serral, though, I still do like his position here. Oh, as I say that, the small number of Hellions on the right side gonna find a good number of drones here. 6 drones going down to what is disposable units. Oh my goodness, everything Clem touches turns to gold, to use a Roddyism. Oh, nice little Ravager Morph there. Does save that one Roach. Wasn't able to do it in the previous games. Actually canceling the Ravager. I think I would have liked to see him just let that finish. You lose a little bit of resources on the cancel anyways, and he ends up rebuilding it anyway, so that's actually a little bit of a misstep. We do see some Infestors coming in from Serral. It is going to be Ling Speed and a Baneling that's on the transition. So we are for sure going to be seeing that Roach Ravager Ling Bane coming in out of Serral. Oh, once again trying for the Ravager morph, but Clem able to gun down the Roach through it. Yeah, this is a pretty good situation for Serral right here. Upgrade timings are even. That is a really crisp armory timing, by the way, from Clement. Let's see when he starts the 2-2 as the observer's pointing out there. Very quick concussive shells out of Clem here. Serral does have an Infestor. It was shown, and he wasn't able to get the catch. That's what you're looking for with this early Infestor Roach play, is you're looking to find the units. You're looking to find the Marines. Oh, like that. Okay, does he chain the Fungal? No, he's not going to, but he gets a good number of kills anyways. All right, okay. Well, never mind. This is absolutely the best start Serral has had in this game. Very quick Viper tech with a fast hive here. And now he's on top of this one medevac. Oh, so close to getting the kill there. 6 HP, one more hit, and it would have gone down. Ultralisk Cavern coming in out of Serral. And I gotta say, this is looking really promising for Serral right now. He's got Adrenal Glands on the way. He is going to be hitting a super strong 1-1-2 timing. His Ultra Cavern could have maybe been a little bit earlier, but this still seems very sharp. Will Clem have what he takes to defend this if Serral ends up going for that big attack? Obviously, even though Ghost River is very wide open to counterattacks, you can set up on 4 bases very nicely around that gold. If you can get some well-placed tanks, maybe a couple Liberators. As you can see, he's already got a Sensor Tower set up. Serral did try going for a bunch of Dropper Lords in his match against Maru, and was able to experience some success with this. Oh, he tries to get a sneaky Fungal on the bio, but Clem sees it over the Fog of War. Or, well, I guess over the smoke, thanks to those medevacs, and is able to get out of there very quickly. A little drop on the top side will get pushed away. Clem right now is just kind of keeping Serral occupied while he gets into this transition. Serral actually is going to go for the Overlord speed, and there is those Dropper Lords getting set up here. He's maxed out. He's not made Ultras yet, so it might be on the Remax here. This is not a great attack here for Serral. Taking a little bit of a bloody nose. So far, the resources lost is pretty good. Oh, Parasitic Bomb on the medevac, but it's getting healed up by the SCVs. Oh, Clem. Oh, you beauty. We never see that, but that is such a nice little move to save the medevac. May not seem like the biggest of deals, but, you know, I mean, every resource saved is a nice one. Clem is just doing such a good job of staying at the edge of creep and always keeping Serral back. Serral is going to try and trade out some of these roaches for a little bit of value. Oh, does he... Uh-oh. Oh, they're a little bit trapped. He gets a cancel on a command center, but that is not enough value for these roaches. Oof. That was very expensive for Serral. You can see one bad trade after another. There is some missile turrets here. Serral. Oh, Overseer does see this. He repositions the Overlords upon seeing the missile turret. Very cute move out of Serral. Clem didn't start the +3 weapons. He has... Oh my God. He just spotted the Dropper Lords. But he is going for an attack in the middle. Well, Serral is actually. Serral's trying to do a little bit of multi-prong. He wants to wait, I think, until Clem gets committed on the map and will then try and go in with the Dropper Lords. Clem doesn't see the Dropper Lords. He very clearly, he pulled a bunch of units away from here, so he didn't actually see them the first time. But we'll keep tabs on things. Oh no, Serral moved them forward this time again. And now we can see units on the minimap streaming over to the main base. Oh no, so unfortunate for Serral. This could have been such a great move for him, but instead this is going to get blocked. We've got the attack on the left side. We'll try and come in, but Clem is well positioned for that as well. The blinding clouds on the planetary and the siege tanks. Will this be enough to kill the command center? Oh, it is not going to be enough. If he could have gotten that base, that might have been worth it for Serral, but instead he loses a ton of units in the main base. That resources loss that was looking not so bad for Serral at the beginning of the game has now turned into a 2-to-1 favor in the favor of Clem. Look at that battle report. Oh my goodness. Yeah, a good number of tanks went down, but so many Zerg units have died for Serral. Clem has forgotten his +3 armor. Serral is on top of his upgrades. He's actually been really consistent about keeping those upgrades going. But He has not been able to find the value, and even though he denied the 5th base for a little while, Clem is getting that up and running, which means the Ghost transition is underway. Ooh, nice fungal growth from the bottom side, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to chain it. We do see a fungal growth on a couple of Ghosts. Oh, and he actually does get a Parasitic Bomb and a couple Medivacs. It's a small skirmish that goes in the favor of Serral, but Serral needs some wins, and he needs them as soon as possible. Clem on 5 bases with Ghost Tech, with 3-3, well, 3-2 bio. Doesn't have that +2 ship vehicle weapons either, which is a little bit unfortunate because going super tank heavy. Oh, there we go. He starts it up. As he starts up the +3 armor just a little bit earlier. Serral, good job not missing a beat on his upgrades. Ah, man. Serral is going to try and go for the Burrowed Infestors here, but Clem has just not let Serral get any purchase in this game since a nice early game start. It's been all Clem. And the creep spread has been really hampered in this game as well. We are going to be seeing some Ling Bane coming in out of Serral. Oh, it's a double Spire transition out of Serral, so he might be thinking Broodlords. Clem has been playing extremely tank Ghost heavy in these games, particularly the Golden Ore game and on this map as well. Oh, Infestors. Oh, the scan does come out, so he's forced to drop the fungal. Doesn't keep his Infestor alive. He will lose that. He's going to try and come in with a multi-prong. Oh, we'll get a lot of bio on the left side. Clem, the first time in a little while, a kind of decent-sized fight goes in the favor of Serral. And even then, it's still just trades. Serral does have a lot of bases here on Ghost River. But once you get up to 5 bases as Terran, it becomes really difficult to kill the Terran. When they are as good at controlling this army as Clem is, he's got 7 orbitals. That is a lot of scans available, a lot of mules. He's not yet at the point where he can sack a bunch of SCVs, but he's on a 63 SCV economy and still mining a ton of minerals, ton of gas. Ooh, Clem does see these units through the fog of war with that sensor tower, and now he scans, finds one Infestor, snipes it. Serral will try and go for the fight here, but there's a lot of tanks and even a Liberator to hold this position. No Vipers were able to drop Blinding Clouds because the Ghost had zoned them out. Clem, he keeps blocking every attack before he can do anything. Everything Clem is doing is so well executed. Everything Serral is doing is just not working for him. Let's see what he can do, if anything, behind this. Oh, Parasitic Bomb does find one of the Medivacs in the middle. But it's a really small thing. The bank of Clem is starting to grow. Serral just cannot find an engagement to give him the opportunity to kill a base. Clem is doing such a good job of oscillating between attack and defense from a position of such extreme strength. Oh, Ling counterattack going to try and run in here. He will find one tank, finds a missile turret. Burrow is done, so he can start being a little bit of a nuisance with these Lings. This is something that Dark is so good at. He really excels at this kind of multi-prong, but we can see Serral there did not burrow the Lings, did not find a whole lot of value, only 2 SCVs. And now we got Clem trying to set up in the middle of the map. Serral does not want to let his opponent have this central location. Clem is just going to, well, he's just going to force Serral to disengage. Serral looking for a rotation on the bottom side, but there's a sensor tower that would see any major counterattack coming. Right now, this series is starting to feel almost hopeless for Serral, which is insane to say. This is the grand finals of the World Championship. This is the best Zerg to ever do it. And it feels like Clem is just making this look impossible. We do see Serral using his Nidus Worm plays on the bottom side to kind of ferry drones around. He's experienced a lot of success with mobile economies using that. So he will be able to ferry those drones around that contested base. He needs to start taking bases from Clem. And that is actually, this is a really good game plan from Serral. If he can get these 2 bases on the outside, even with Clem taking a phenomenally one-sided 2-to-1 trade, if Serral mines enough bases, it will still be okay. Oh, nice fungal growth coming in on this, but a huge EMP on the Vipers shuts them down. Banelings were far away enough that they weren't able to get anything done. There's siege tanks in the back line protecting this planetary. Clem is just not giving an inch. Everything Serral tries has been shut down, top to bottom, left to right, north to south, east to west. It is all being blocked here. We didn't see the quick Greater Spire. We did see 1-1 upgrades for the air, but now Serral adds on that Greater Spire as well as the +2 air weapons. We are going to be seeing this base on the bottom side. It will get, at the very least, forced to stop mining. We can see Serral has drones in this. Look at this. He's doing a really good job of trying to mine the outlying bases as much as possible. He's still got a good number of resources in the main, natural, third base. But if he can't be allowed to keep these bases up and running, what does it matter? Ooh, Snipe's going to come in on a couple of units in the backfield. As long as you can save the Ghost, it's worth it. But he does lose one of those high-energy Ghosts. 10 Corruptors coming in for Serral. He will be going for a Broodlord transition, and this might be what he needs to finally get a point on the board. There's 22 Ghosts on the field, which do very well against Broodlords, but they rely on not being fungled. They rely on not being hit by Banelings. They rely on being protected. You usually want Thors or Vikings against a dedicated Broodlord transition. The Ghosts can be it, but they're not guaranteed to be it. We did see this base on the bottom side getting taken down, and actually this hit squad's going to find the other base of Serral as well. Oh, that's 2 bases being shut down. I know the bank of Serral is huge, but he wants to get more done. I do like these spores, by the way. Going to be blocking Liberator Harass, and going to be making it so you can't just drop on that base. So Serral is setting himself up for potential in this game, but Clem is trading so freaking well. It may not matter. +3 missile is going to finish up for Serral. That will give him better Hydras. Does he have any Roaches or Ravagers left over? No, not really. Clem once again going to deny this base on the bottom side. I mean, what else do you say at this point? Everything Clem is doing is so impressive. We are going to see Neural Parasite being researched by Serral. He might be looking for a sneaky Neural Parasite on a Ghost, and then going for the EMP. We do see the scan coming in on the Broodlords, and with that, +1 ship weapon starts up, +3 vehicle armor. The Thors already would have 3-2 as they come out. We don't see any Thors yet. Oh man, Serral needs to get something done with these Broodlords. He needs to find some good trades, some good fights, or Clem is just going to start running away with this. He scans forward and is looking for the Infestor. God, this is what Maru was missing. This is what so many Terrans have been missing against the Burrowed Infestor play, is the mass scans. Another Ghost sniping down another Infestor. Ultra's going down. Clem is just shutting Serral out completely on this map, Ghost River. Oh my God, the resources lost is now more than 2-1. This is insane what we are seeing happening to the GOAT of SC2. Missile turrets detecting another Infestor. How many Infestors have died? 10. I feel like on the 45-minute game on Radhuset Station, we didn't see that many Ghosts going down, or that many Infestors going down. Ooh. We do see a fungal growth coming in. Another one trying to land, but not going to be able to get too much done. Serral, he's trying to approach this army, but the tanks block the army on the ground. Fungal growths do connect on a couple of the Ghosts, but the damage is just pitiful, which means if you can't connect with those Banes, you can't connect with those Broodlings, you're just not going to get much done. And now the Infestors get taken down as well. Oh my goodness. The bank is huge for Serral, but the bank for Clem is just better. The trades are insanely one-sided. Clem is putting on a masterclass of TVZ late game. He shut down Serral's early aggression in the early games of this series. He has shut down the mid-game. He has dominated the mid-game on Golden Aura, and now he is playing an impenetrable Turtle Terran here on Post-Youth. Oh, Fungal Growths are going to find a couple of Ghosts. But there was already good snipes on the Broodlords. The rest of the Lingbait Hydra was not in position. Serral trying to find a little bit of value with this army. He gets a decent skirmish, and he brings the resources lost back to 2-1. That's the... That feels like the first success Serral's had in the last while in this game, and he ate a bunch of EMPs on his Infestors. He does still have a lot of Infestors, but it feels like Clem is just never going to let Serral get that decisive engagement that Serral needs. He's becoming increasingly desperate for. When you see the double Nidus Swarm on the bottom side to let a bunch of Lings come out here, but Clem's inexplicably already in position with a bunch of Ghosts, and Ghosts, their auto attack just slaughters Zerglings. Oh, man. I'm at a loss for words. What we're seeing out of Clem is magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. We do see a blinding cloud on the tanks, but Serral, it still feels like he can't even really approach this planetary fortress. There isn't a whole lot behind this for Clem. So Serral finally will be able to move forward, snipes the planetary, but Clem instantly replaces it with an orbital. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, a couple of overlords just randomly flying through to their death. Couple of ghosts getting lost from the pack by Clem. Oh, Serral. Oh, man, he tries to go for a Ling run by on this bottom base, but it's a planetary, already racking up 13 kills. The battle report, not a whole lot dying for Clem, and a whole lot dying for Serral. 5 Vipers, 14 Infestors. You just don't see Serral lose that many spellcasters against anyone else. The scans keeping the creep back on this map. Oh my goodness. The tank positioning covering everything. Now that Thor count is out in good numbers, Fungal Growth catches 1 ghost. But after, I think he already lost a Broodlord. High impact payload mode coming in for Clement. Fungal Growth will enable maybe the kill on 1 ghost. Yeah, he gets it. Oh my goodness, the EMP's blanketing the army once again. Snipes coming in from the right side. Fungal lands, but after most of the Broodlords have already gotten taken down, Serral's gonna try and chase this through the middle, but there is just no hope of a cost-efficient engagement. The siege line is so deep from Clem. He's got planetaries, he's got siege tanks, he's got liberators, he's got missile turrets, he's got sensor towers, and he has got an absolutely crushing grip on this game. And now after the engagement, he scans like 3 more times to spot the infestors. Serral, I mean, he just cannot pull the wool over Clem's eyes at this point. The bank of Serral is insane, but if you can't find cost-efficient engagements, if you can't find a way to keep the Terran from securing bases, it does not matter how big your bank is. And it is Clem who is going from strength to strength. Oh my god, he hits another EMP on this left side infestor. Thors are a little bit clunky, but we do see some nice hot pickup micro from Clem there. That was actually a bit of an opportunity for Serral, but Clem shuts it down with 2 great hot pickups on the Thors. Another infestor going down behind this. You might be wondering, why didn't it pull back with the main army? Well, it's because Serral separated off on a hotkey. He does find a couple of good fungals here, but are there enough banelings to follow through? Nice blinding clouds. But the EMPs once again shutting down the infestors for any additional follow-up. Serral has so much money in the bank, not a whole lot of larva. That is actually rare to say. We never say that about Serral. He's always got larva banked up. But Clem is just playing so fast and depleting the larva faster than Serral can spend it. My goodness, or then he can inject for it, then he can get it. At this point, you might even want a couple macro hatcheries out of Serral. Clem's gas bank is gone. We do have to mention that. Clem is starting to build Marines. This could still get out of hand for Clem even now. 8 Ultras coming in. How many ghosts do we have? Oh my god. 17 ghosts and 14 tanks. This might have been the time for another Broodlord transition, actually, out of Serral, but the Ultras, oh, they're not going to work here. I really don't think there's any way this Ultra transition pans out, but maybe it's just because he's so shy on money. We're actually starting to see Clem. He might cut his way forward and just cut Serral off from his top 2 left side bases. He's knocked out the base here. He's actually moving forward. Ultralisks, this may be their time to shine, but we need to see some big fungal growth. There's so many liberators. It is going to be Microbial Shroud, actually, as well as some good blinding clouds. But once again, the Liberator tank line is so strong. It is so deep. Serral leaving the game with 8K, 3K in the bank. Oh my goodness. That is insane out of Clem right now. And he goes up 4-0 in this grand finals. All right, here we go. No one expected us to be in this situation going into this best of 9 grand finals. Spawning down in the bottom right for Basilisk. It is Serral. He is on the ropes. And his opponent on the verge of completing his destiny. For Team Liquid, it is Clem. Clem in the blue. If he wins right here, that would be unbelievable. To go 5-0 against Serral is completely unheard of. Clem has been absolutely airtight in his defense. His aggression has been so strong and calculated. The multitasking, the micro, he just has not let Serral find anything. And we saw that 5 Overlord drop that tried to get into the main base got shut down completely by Clem there on post youth. From that point on, he got up to his mass orbital. He got up to his big setup. I do wonder what would have happened if Serral, instead of the setup he went for with those dropper lords, well, one, if he hadn't been scouted, if he'd kept them hidden a little bit longer and had been able to draw Clem away. But also, if instead of going for that, maybe he'd gone for just the fast ultras and maybe a blinding cloud and tried to knock out his opponent's 4th base. Could he have kept Clem from growing to the point where he was able to keep things going as well as he was? We'll never know now because the game obviously is over at this point. But let's see what these two can do. We do have a more standard opening coming in from Serral. He's gone for the hatch gas pool here, so he will be going for a more standard setup. He played a pretty good Hydraling Bane game on Golden Aura. In a weird way, it almost feels like post-youth is more difficult to play in the super late game against Terran. But we have to point out that that was a really... That's the best Zerg map that Serral's been able to play on yet, and Clem really never looked in danger of actually losing. Just a couple of points during the game was he even not trading brilliantly. First Reaper. Oh, it's able to get a Ling here. And when you're already frustrated and down in a series, that is not a good start to things. We're going to be seeing the fast third CC again from Clem, because there's really no need for him to get ultra aggressive. He did use the SCV here on this 3rd base location in order to delay it for Serral here. He's going to try and shut it down once again. Just using the Reaper to buy as much time as possible. And he's doing a really good job actually buying enough time for the grenade to go back off cooldown, but Serral will get the base down. So that is nice right there out of Serral. Still, Clem doing a good job of delaying that. I would say a very good job. And this time it is back to the 1-1-1. Man, every time Serral has opened up roaches, Clem has opened up with the quick double medevac. Every time he hasn't, at least so far in this game, we haven't seen roaches yet, Clem has opened up with the quick cloak banshee. Now, traditionally, you would think the quick cloak banshee is better against the roach play, but the way that Clem is playing it, I feel like it's turning out better for him, that he's playing standard against Serral's standard and fighting units against Serral's roach openings. Normally, you'd think it's the other way around, but that's just traditional logic. Oh, we are going to see Lings trying to get a wraparound on these units. He does get the Reaper kill. And that is a nice kind of wiggling out there for Clem. Not able to get this round on the Hellions. That can start you off nicely in the game if you can get those first 2 Hellions, but man, Clem just isn't giving him an inch, is he? He just is not giving him an inch. Serral, I mean, it feels like everything he's tried in this series just has not panned out for him. We're going to see the scout into the main base, and it will be a spot on the Banshee as well as a spot on the Cloak. So that's good. That's good for Serral. He gets a little bit of information quickly, starts up the quick layer. Will it be a Ling Bane start here for Serral? It looks like it, but we haven't seen the Baneling Nest started up just yet. You do want to start that pretty quickly in order to get the Bane speed right away. Yeah, Serral pretty much right on time, so that Baneling Nest maybe about 5 seconds late, but it should finish up pretty close to when the layer finishes up, which means you can start up that quick Baneling speed. And, of course, that's going to allow you to make the Terran feel a little bit more scared, maybe, about pushing ultra aggressively. First Banshee is just going to try and keep Serral off the 4th base for as long as possible. If you can deny that 4th base like Clem did on Golden Aura, it can really get difficult to get rolling. It can be really difficult to get rolling. And in fact, we're going to see Serral taking the right side base. Okay, so Banshee is going to try and, well, successfully deny that base. And at this point, you can be pretty sure that your opponent has taken that base. Oh, Hellion drive-by? No, not going to go for it. Serral does have Lings close by in the natural. And we do see the 3 Queen hit squads kind of looking to zone the Banshees out, zone the Hellions out. But Clem has been so fast and so active with his units. He's just checking around the edges of creep. Banshees in the main base will look for a Queen. Not quite able to get it. Good job from Serral on the pullback, but still, that's a lot of damage on the Queen. You got to be so careful right here. As Clem with those Banshees, you do not want to lose those. Still, it feels like just everything he's done in this game so far, in this series so far, has been magnificent. Serral getting a macro hatch, so he's absolutely going to be playing with an emphasis on Lingbane. Very rare to see him go for the macro hatch, even in the game where he tapped out with 8,000 minerals and nearly 3,000 gas in the bank. He did not build a macro hatch. Banshees, do find where the Queens are not, and they're able to hit that mineral line. A couple of drones going down. As long as you keep the Banshees alive, every bit of damage is good damage. Serral playing 5 gas Lingbane into a very quick infestation pit. Clem moving out with about as stock standard of a Marine tank push as you can. And that can be very good against this. Oh, Lings and Banes looking for a jump on this army. Not able to find it there. And Clem, he was forced to stim rather early. He doesn't have combat shields. Serral, I don't know about this fight. He's going to try and take the fight around the corner. He snipes off the tank, which will make it difficult to continue moving forward here for Clem. But that was a little bit expensive. 20 Lings going down right there. Still, it's good to pick off the tank. Now, can Serral find the fight before combat shields is done? He's going to try and wrap around on this army. Tank target fire is good. Ooh, Banelings hug the siege tank. Not actually attacking it, but making sure it cannot get the target fire on those units. That's a pretty good cleanup for Serral. Clem is going to start transitioning into the Widowmine. Ooh, Serral gets a little bit of a wraparound on those Marines, and he is able to find some value there. Meanwhile, drop on the left side will find these units out of position. Clem. Oh, he wants that hatchery, but the transfuse is good. Enough Queens showing up from the back to be able to keep that alive. And Clem doesn't know when that Overseer started, so he's just going to back away with these units. Well, this is kind of the... It's a pretty good start for Serral. Up at 82 drones, adding on more, getting a very quick burrow. That can be a handy play. Clem, though, I mean, everything he's doing is just so well executed. Ooh, we do see the drops. Well, they get picked up there. Nice job from Clem. Serral trying to jump on both drops at the same time, but he was a little bit disjointed, so he wasn't able to get the situation where Terran cannot look in 2 places at once, and they have to. Clem just keeping the pressure up on Serral. He is going to go for a little bit of a real push on this left side. Medevac's just kind of distracting on the right, while Clem sets up for a big Marine tank Widowmine push. He's actually building tanks and mines during all this, which is such a good double setup here. Oh, do have these Lings and Banes trying to connect. Not able to do so far. Clem really pushing the creep spread back here. Serral is going to go for a little bit of a wraparound. I don't know if he knows how deep the setup is. Does he know about these Widowmines? Oh my god, the hatchery just got sneakily sniped. And now we're going to see Widowmines getting some big connections on the Lingbane. Clem will be forced to pick up, and he does lose all of his siege units. So there's a consolation prize there for Serral, but losing that 5th base is so painful, while Clem is already established on a 5th base. His 2-2's nearly done, and he's building a 5th command center. So did I say already established on the 5th base? Already established on the 4th base. Oh, we're going to see an attack coming in the middle. Hellbats get a little bit clumped up. Blinding Cloud will come in and hit the tanks here. But the Widow Mines prevent the follow-through for Serral. He just doesn't have enough Banelings with this to continue pushing. And with no Hydras, you cannot snipe medevacs. That was cute, sneaking the Vipers into this Ling Bane composition. We're going to see +1 missile actually started up, so it looks like it will be a Hydra transition behind this. Hydra Ling Bane can be a good fighting composition. But Clem is maxed out. He's doing a good job of keeping Serral from growing too large. Oh, man, the loss of that 5th base for Serral really, really hurts. Oh, my God, the medevac drops are everywhere out of Clem. He is just so in his opponent's face. It is so difficult to stay on top of this. As the Zerg player, as the defending player, doesn't matter whether you're Zerg or Terran, it's just tough to manage a player that is hitting you in 3 places at once so consistently and with so much precision. And now we're going to see, oh my God, can he get the kill on this base again? He's just going to stutter step through it. A massive Widowmine shot on the top side, and the base goes down. Clem will lose 1 medevac there to the parasitic bomb, but that pales in comparison to the loss of the 5th base for a 2nd time. Serral, oh my goodness, he is just getting run over in this series. And now he's forced to cancel another base. God, Clem, he secured a 5th base during all this. His Ghost transition is underway. He's got +2 armor on the way, as well as 3/3 for his bio. Oh my goodness. All the control, all the fights have been in the favor of Clem here. We will see Serral charging up some Viper energy. Clem, yeah, these medevacs are dead. Do you go for the Parasitic Bomb or the Double Abduct? Ah, looks like it's going to be the Double Abduct. Parasitic Bomb would have killed both. Man, would have technically saved energy, but it's really no big deal. He gets the kills. That's something for Serral. We do see an attempted jump on the left side. Nice snipe on the Overseer. Those are not cheap units. Oh, the Widowmine retarget fired. He gets a massive shot on the Banelings on that right side. Clem is just everywhere at once. Serral going to the rare 201 supplies. He must have been build canceling a Spore or something. Not intentional. Oh my goodness. Widowmine shots again. So huge for Clem here. And Serral, he is struggling to stay on top of everything that Clem is throwing his way. The resources lost does not look too bad. We're actually going to see Serral going for a huge punch right up the middle of Clem. Gets a couple of lings into the mineral line, and that's pretty nice. Does find 6 SCVs, but can he keep pushing? Serral needs to knock out a base before Clem really gets situated. But Clem is doing such a good job of staying at range. Abducts come in, but the army rotates in from the right side, and only one of the medevacs actually falls. The Abduct's not positioned perfectly for the Vipers. We're going to see a re-engage coming in here from Serral. But Clem is ready for it. Oh, a little bit of multi-prong trying to come in here for Serral. And he's able to get at least a little bit done. Burrow is completed. Would love to see Burrow on those lings. And he will drop that down. Meanwhile, attack coming in on the bottom side. Clem scanned. You can see on the minimap he scanned and cleared up those lings there. Oh my God, when it's a 5-base Terran on Oceanborn, this is such a nightmare for the Zerg, especially when we've seen what we've seen out of Clem so far. There is a Bird Infestor. And even though the Bird Infestors haven't worked super well so far, if he can get the right engagement with these, maybe he can start to find some momentum in this game and start to do something in this series. Ooh, the scan just missed the Infestor. That's a lot of ghosts here. Can Serral find the jump he's looking for? He knows those ghosts are there. Oh, this is the best opportunity Serral's had at this point in the game. Can he get something done? Oh, no, the Viper's left hanging. Ah, that's a disaster for Serral. There is a Widowmine here. Infestor. Oh, can he get the find? Oh, the scan! Clem with the scan on that Infestor. Serral wasn't able to find it. He does find a Bird Infestor on the left side, but the Baneling's already getting blown up by the Widowmines. Oh my God. Every time Serral tries to set up a play, it's like Clem reads his mind. He sees the future, and he changes it before it can happen. Viper, unfortunate pop out right there. That's another expensive loss for Serral. And Clem knocks out another base, and he's getting poised to maybe knock out another one on this right side. Serral, it just feels like everything he does is getting shut down harder and harder. We're going to see Lings and Banes trying to roll forward. Widowmine, a big connection on those Banes. The Ghost are untouched. Another scan finds another infester. How can you keep doing this, Clem? This is insanity. And now Serral has a bunch of units trapped on the right side. They're going to all go down. It's a ghost composition. Snipes, murdering ultras. GG, well played is called. And Clem takes the biggest tournament in StarCraft 2's history. $1 million tournament, $400,000 to the young Frenchman, and a phenomenal showing. It started years ago. He's been at it for 10 years now, since he was 10 years old. And now he has reached the pinnacle of StarCraft 2, winning the World Championship 5-0 over Serral. Unbelievable plays from him, and well-deserved. And if you enjoyed that video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Check out the rest of my videos, and we will catch you on the flip side.